In God's name, the most forgiving and compassionate, the most merciful, Governor Malloy, my brothers and sisters of various faiths and traditions, my name is Reza Mansoor. I'm the President of the Islamic Association of Greater Hartford, and I welcome you warmly to this interfaith gathering at Berlin Mosque. On this day when we must confront a situation I never dreamt this country that I love would have to confront repeatedly. Once more, we have to address and stand in solidarity, as many of you have done here before, to confront the hate that some perpetuate. I do this as I consider myself a patriotic American Muslim and have no hesitation about the positive values that those two identities carry. When we mischaracterize the other based on fear, it leads down a slippery slope that begins with the stereotyping and bigotry and ends with hate crimes and often death and destruction, and we can least afford that in our beautiful nation. I am here to also tell you that the hate that killed people in Manchester and London, as they do in Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, and Iran in this blessed month of Ramadan, are not the actions of Muslims. They are the actions of depraved human beings, and their mass killings are without religious guidance. And I want to remind you that over 95% of the victims of ISIS's barbaric killings are in fact Muslim. To call ISIS in any way Islamic or representing Islam, as some hate groups here do, and of course ISIS does, you will often find these two groups have similar positions, is to give them respect far from what they deserve. We are here to also stand up against the bigotry that is spreading in our nation, based on hate groups that must be condemned by all of us together, and I'm overjoyed that there are so many of you standing with us today. The hate group Act for America that are organizing hate rallies throughout the nation tomorrow, and designated by the Southern Poverty Law Center as one of the most active hate groups in America against Islam, spreading fear about Islam, using Islamic religious Arabic terms that they can then define in the most hateful way. But they don't stop there. They also attribute to Islam the worst cultural practices that were happening even before the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. For example, female genital mutilation that they highlight in their videos is a practice that happened in Africa before the time of the Prophet and is happening now in parts of Africa, in Christian and Muslim parts of Africa alike. To attribute this to Islam makes little sense, but this is one more fabrication that they do. In fact, Islam forbids the mutilation of the body, and therefore this cultural practice happens despite Islam. They say Islam does not respect women. You will hear today from two powerful women, the President of the Islamic Council of New England, Sister Fatma Antar, and the President of the Muslim Coalition of Connecticut, Samia Hussein. Suffice it to say that the fear Act for America stands for is completely fabricated. But they also highlight Sharia, as they call to confusion, as it is an Arabic term that has spread a lot of fear because of many irresponsible news outlets that will talk to hate mongers, especially from ACT, themselves often, as well as politicians that thrive on the politics of fear, even winning the highest offices doing so. Let me explain to you briefly what Sharia really means, because the education is vitally important. Sharia literally means the path. And before Islam, it was understood to be the path to the watering hole where shepherds quench their thirst and their sheep. After Islam, it took on a religious meaning as the path to success and salvation, and is very similar in meaning to halakhic law, Jewish law, which literally means the path in Hebrew. It's nothing so different. Sharia, however, is not law. They are the guidelines upon which Muslims live our lives. The guidance comes from our two sources of guidance, the Quran, the divine word of God through Archangel Gabriel to Prophet Muhammad, God's peace be with him, and the teachings and narrations of Prophet Muhammad, that are the hadith. It guides to living a moral and ethical life, whether that is as a business person, as a physician, or any other human being. It also includes our beliefs and practices, including prayer, giving in charity, and fasting, as we are in this month, the holy month of Ramadan. Scholars in Islam came up with principles of Sharia, and please compare these with the Constitution and Bill of Rights as I go through them. The first is the protection of the right and sanctity of life. The right to protect one's family. The right to protect one's property. The right to education for all, including women, despite some cultural practices in parts of the world. The right to freedom to practice your religion the way you want. And the right to protect your identity as a human being. Just to give you an idea of the use of this in modern times, as there were no ventilators at the time of the Prophet, we use these principles in medical ethics to come up with guidelines to help the sickest people with end-of-life related issues, using the sanctity of life and the dignity of the human being. The result is a document very similar to how we practice as physicians in the United States. Understand that 10% of America's physicians are Muslim, and we are 1% of the population. We are deeply involved in healing in America, which is based on the Quran's encouragement that the saving of a life is as though you saved all of humanity. That is the source of guidance. That is Sharia. There is no incompatibility between Sharia and American law. In America, we are allowed to practice our faith. That is to pray, to fast. That is Sharia. We abide by the laws of the land, which are all completely compatible with Islam. In fact, let me be honest with you and tell you that I would not choose any other country to live in because of the laws and order and the freedom to practice my religion, which are in no way incompatible with Islamic principles. When hate mongers use words like Sharia and fabricate what it means, the hate they invent is that they spew is invented and meant to divide us. And the rallies of hate they organize are intended to be the antithesis of Jesus' saying, love thy neighbor as thyself. Or Prophet Muhammad saying, a true believer does not sleep while his neighbor is hungry. In this month of fasting, we live that reality and try our best to feed the less fortunate and those who don't have. That is Quranic guidelines, and that is Sharia. Muslims are not demanding Sharia in America because we can practice our faith and the guidelines of our faith perfectly well in America. It is backwards, therefore, that hate groups should be asking to ban Sharia in America. Does that mean we stop living an ethical and moral life? Do we stop praying and fasting? The actions of hate groups do not make sense. They do it to whip up fear based on ignorance and concoct an enemy that does not exist. It is so sad to see that this is now condoned in the highest office of the United States. The leader of ACT of America, Bridget Gabriel, ironically an immigrant from Lebanon herself, met with the President as recently as March of this year, advising him on how he should lead his government, live streaming to her followers prior to her meeting with the President. It is vital, therefore, that we come together out of love and respect to overcome this ignorance based on fear through education, and that is exactly what we intend to do. We stand with all of you in saying we will not give in to the fear. We will not give in to the fear nor the hate, nor we will give in to the bigotry and racism. I know that my nation and its people are better than that. You represent that beauty. Thank you very much.